Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin, and let's talk about the two types of Rolex people. Actually, this really isn't limited to Rolex. I think it's two types of watch people. And of course, when you're trying to pigeonhole humanity into only two parts, you're going to have problems. But we're going to do it anyway, and we'll forget about the outliers today. Basically, I think, and I'll just keep it pertinent to Rolex, but again, you could attribute this to Omega people as well, I think, or other brands. I think the two camps are the tool watch camp and the luxury watch camp. Okay, and it's not an all or nothing thing. Meaning, you don't have to choose which one you're in, because between these two camps is basically a continuum. Okay, where you are on that continuum. Can tell you a lot about what kind of person you are as a watch lover. Okay, and let's talk about the luxury camp. Okay, so just if I can generalize, and you have to generalize when you're doing stuff like this. This is a person that probably likes precious metals. Okay, they're interested in brand recognition, brand status. Okay, they're the type of person that when they have a Rolex, they probably don't know what number their Rolex is. They don't know what model number it is. They might know they have a Datejust, a solid gold Datejust, a two-tone platinum watch, but you probably whether it's an 18468 or whatnot, they're not going to know that, because they're not interested in watches that much. Okay, not that much. It's sort of a superficial. It's more of a status symbol thing for the luxury watch person. Whereas you've got the tool watch person, and a tool watch person is a person that I think looks at the history and it's a person that would not be so interested in a precious metal watch. Okay, they want usability, history. They want they would know exactly what model number they're wearing and what not model number you're wearing. Okay, they have a love for the history of the watch and for its original purpose and what that original purpose meant for the making of the watch, how it affected how the watch was made. They would be more inclined to be into vintage watches. I think much more inclined than the luxury user to buy pre-owned. And it's interesting because if you think about the idea of buying pre-owned, for some reason, in my opinion, if I imagine a vintage watch lover, a tool watch lover buying a pre-owned watch, it's just sort of like, yeah, obviously that's what they would do. But if I imagine a luxury watch owner doing the same thing, it's almost like they're trying to be posers. I know that's not fair, but there's this sort of image of a luxury watch. I don't know, what this watch is, but it's all gold, and I know it's a Rolex, and here in this pawn shop, it's much more expensive than buying a new one, and I can have that, status symbol and punch without actually paying for it, and yeah, that I respect that a little less. So, again, I've got to say that people are on this continuum, and where am I? I would be far over towards the tool watch camp, but just a few degrees towards the luxury, in the sense that I do appreciate the luxury sort of status symbol that a brand like Rolex has and carries, and it's not a turnoff to me at all, that fact. And if I think somebody is looking at my watch, I am happy to be wearing a Rolex because of that sort of punch that brand has. So I'm not totally, tool watch guy. I do like it, but I'm not near enough the luxury camp to where I would get a luxury watch. Precious metal watches are uninteresting to me. New watches are uninteresting to me. By the way, I mean, whether you buy new or pre-owned, I mean, I don't think that really means a lot in terms of what camp you are in or you are leaning towards. Archie Luxury. Okay, let's try to place him along this continuum. He obviously likes precious metal watches. He likes the fanciness of aspects of horology. But at the same time, I mean, he really appreciates the tool watch aspect. So I would say he may be right in the middle of these two camps. I mean, he shelled out the money for a solid gold sub, but at the same time, he respects and loves steel sports watches, and he knows all about them, and you can tell it's not purely just a status symbol thing for him. So I would say if I had to place him, he's smack dab in the middle, I think. A lot of the people here in Japan, if you see a two-tone date just, brand new, I think that would be more on the luxury end. They went to the Rolex shop. They have Rolex in their mind as being a real luxury brand and a brand name that packs, a lot of punch, and they walked in and they thought, okay, well, this is gold and looks kind of blingy, and they're kind of the kind of person that probably doesn't know a lot about the history of their watch. And like I said, if you said, oh, that two-tone watch, I mean, what model number is it? They would have no clue, and they would have no clue how to find out. The idea of being able to find out what number it is on the case, no interest in it. Okay, they put it on, and they feel like $1 million with it, and everybody knows that they're high rollers. And that's enough, and you get that a lot here in Japan, much more than the vintage side. But I got to tell you, the guys that I see around that have these vintage Rolexes on, and they're few and far between here, I really respect that. Like I said, I saw a Holes case sub. I think it was a no date sub months back, and I still remember that guy, and I thought, yeah, man, that's so cool. But of course, I'm biased. I'm more on that camp as well. So anyway, the two camps for watches. What camp are you in? What camp are you in? What do you think? Is this a good way to pigeonhole people? Thanks for watching. See you next time.